This video will guide you through 6 steps needed to write a cease and desist letter. People use cease and desist letters as a form of legal communication to demand an individual or entity stop and not resume an activity that is considered unlawful. There are a variety of reasons to send cease and desist letters. Some reasons are 1. Intellectual property infringement, 2. Harassment, 3. Defamation, 4. Breach of contract, 5. Unlawful business practices. So if you need to write a cease and desist letter, this video is for you. We will cover 1. Top considerations when sending a cease and desist letter. 2. Key sections to include. 3. 6 steps to follow to write an effective letter. Now, let's get started. Top considerations for cease and desist letters. When sending cease and desist letters, there are several considerations to keep in mind to make sure it is effective. Here, we will highlight some of them. 1. Clear identification of the issue. Cease and desist letters should clearly state the action or behavior you believe to be unlawful or infringing on your rights. 2. Legal basis. Ensure that you have the legal right to demand the other party to stop the activity you are trying to prevent. 3. Special demands. Consider what you are asking the recipient to stop doing. The demand should be reasonable and legal. 4. Evidence and documentation. Be prepared to provide evidence that supports our claim. This may include relevant documentation or correspondence. 5. Tone and professionalism. Maintain a professional and respectful tone. Personal attacks or contentious language can undermine the letter's effectiveness. 6. Awareness of consequences. You will want to make the recipient aware of what will happen if they do not comply with the letter, which may include taking further legal action. What to include in your C&D letter. There are common sections used in cease and desist letters that make them more effective. Here are some you will find. 1. Header and contact information. You should include your name, address, and contact information. The letter should also include the recipient's name and address. If a lawyer is involved, their details should be included as well. 2. Date of letter. The letter's date should be clearly stated and is important to establish deadlines. 3. Reference or subject line. Use a clear subject line that references the issue at hand, like cease and desist copyright infringement. 4. Introduction. Start the letter with a brief introduction that states the purpose of the letter, identify the parties, and describe the nature of the alleged conduct. 5. Description of allegation. Outline the behaviors or actions that are in violation of your rights or the law. This should be clear and comprehensive so that it supports your demand for the party to cease and desist. 6. Legal basis. This section should reference specific laws or regulations that the recipient is violating. 7. Demand. Explicitly state what are you demanding the recipient to do, which is usually stopping a behavior immediately. 8. Deadlines. Set a clear deadline for when the action must stop and when a response is required. 9. Consequences. Outline the consequences of not complying with the demand, such as legal action or court proceedings. 10. Evidence and documentation. If you are including evidence, attach a list of the documents you are providing. This may include correspondence, photographs, or other documents. 11. Closing and signature. Finish with a statement that says you want to resolve the matter amicably along with your readiness to take legal action. Also sign the letter. 6 steps to writing a C&D letter. Here is a list of 6 steps you can follow to draft your cease and desist letter. 1. Review commonly used sections. Review the commonly used sections discussed earlier in this video or find a template online to use as a reference. This will allow you to know what to include. 2. Identify key information and evidence. Next, identify the key information you want to include in your letter and evidence you may attach or reference. This may include correspondence, photographs, or other documents. 3. Use clear language. It is critical to use clear and concise language that all parties understand. 4. Format your letter. Once you have your key information, make sure you format your letter to appear as a letter. This will include contact details at the top, a date, subject line, the body of the letter, and signatures at the end. 5. Consider hiring a lawyer. If you want to communicate to the recipient that you are serious, consider hiring a lawyer to write and send the letter on their law firm letterhead. This may increase the effectiveness of the letter. 6. Review and revise. Review and revise the clauses to make the language clearer and confirm you have included everything needed. In conclusion, drafting a solid cease and desist letter is a key to resolving disputes quickly and amicably. If you need help from an experienced lawyer, feel free to visit www.contractscounsel.com and post a job to get quotes from lawyers to help you. Thanks for watching.